Hello. This isn't gonna be one of those normal videos on my channel, like the normal videos that are separated between me and reality, like a gaming video or a video talking about a said show. This is gonna be more of a video talking about the reality around us. I really don't reference the real life in my videos, but this is gonna reference or really talk about and bring light to the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests. This video is a platform itself to really express the importance of these protests and attending these protests. And it's also going to show you the documentary work I've done on the protests, taking photos for both myself to spread awareness on the internet, and also to give to a non-profit to spread the message of the Black Lives Matter movement across our community, across the Chicagoland area. Now, due to the contents of this video, I do not feel comfortable monetizing it due to it spreading awareness, and I don't really feel comfortable monetizing it, so that's just a thing to remind everyone here, is that this video will not make me any money of any kind, because I am spreading awareness and light to the issue of the Black Lives Matter movement. So I just want to tell you all that kind of the stigma behind it is like these protests are going to immediately devolve into rioting. I've went to at least a total of 4 or 5 protests. All were very peaceful and all were very good, and it's kind of that community that backs you up. A lot of these photos hopefully will convey the community and the sense of togetherness that these protests inspire in the people in the areas in which they are going on in this said protest that's going in Chicago. So it kind of brings to light how this is the systemic oppression, because a lot of people think that racism, at least racism against black people, stopped in the 60s. That cannot be more farther from the truth. Racism has always stuck around, whether it's outwardly or overtly. Whether it's systemically or just one person in the street really just calling someone by a racial slur. Now, sure, somewhat for the last few decades it has been hidden, but it's always been an underlying problem in our society. Especially, this is really pertinent due to police brutality, or even when it comes to a little lesser known fact or lesser talked about thing, which is the resegregation of our schools. One of those problems or one of the worst offenders being Chicago itself. So I would really like to use this as a platform or a video to talk about or spread awareness. And enough of me talking, and to get really into the meat of this video. Now I'm going to get to the second segment of this video, where I'm going to show you some photos and videos I documented during these protests, accompanied by I'm Not Your Enemy by Darnell and Naya, 2 up-and-coming black artists. So without further ado, let's get into this second segment.
New York City declined to bring charges against a white police officer in the death of an unarmed black man.
3 weeks ago, Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black teenager, was shot down by a white neighborhood watchman who claimed self-defense.
Whose death has provoked weeks of demonstrations.
Dante Parker was stunned several times last week during a confrontation with the deputy.
He had a family to come home to. He was our provider. He was the rock of our family. And I don't want to go through life being a bitter person, but I feel myself having a whole bunch of anger.
Don't resist, don't you even move not an inch. It gives a reason to shoot bullet wound that might kill you. Lord, please don't have them kill me. Officer, 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 please. I am not your enemy.
What we're living in right now is called discrimination of different pigmentation.
Systems created off of ignorance, claiming one's pigment is so independent, but really, God created you and me. Different colors is the case. History of ethnicities, but one human race. Please, officer, 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 please. I am not your enemy. I'm not
all we say to America is be true to what you said on paper.
When anybody in this country is not being treated equally under the law, that's a problem.
This is their future too. We is strength in numbers over here. We can't all do it. The 7 of us can't do it. I appreciate every last one of y'all, and God bless every last one of y'all for coming out here, but we need more people.
Officer, 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 please. I am not your enemy. I am not your enemy. Officer, 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 please. I am not your enemy. I am not your enemy. Oh, oh, oh.
Any black person, that could be you or me. We say George Floyd because that could be you. We say Breonna Taylor because that could be you. Ahmaud Arbery, Laquan McDonald, Trayvon Martin, and so many other people that have been buried in injustice. We stand here today to say, although Black Lives Matter, and that's why we're here. I see black people, I see brown people, I see Hispanic people, I see white people. We stand in unity. We stand in unity. We stand for equality. We stand for change. And it's these moments where you feel that fire of passion stirring within you. It's just the beginning, it's not the end. Don't come here and feel like, okay, I marched, I did my job. No, there's so much more to do. I love something Jaleel said. Jaleel said, this is just the start, and he talked about how there's so many different people here, but I really want you to know that what you're doing today makes a difference. But it's not just what you do today, it's the decision that you make day after day.
Right.
It's a decision you make when you ignore, or not even ignore, but deal with the stereotype that is rooted now hatred in your hearts. Or you deal with thoughts that cross your mind and you just, it's not maybe overtly prejudiced, but it's racist. Change starts at the heart. Change starts within. And when change starts within, it has no choice but to go out. Come on. When change starts inside of here, it has no choice but to go out. And I don't know about you guys today, but I feel fire burning within me. I feel fire burning necessity just like everybody's breath. But even today, that's stolen too. Justice should be for every child and youth, but even every day, their lives are broken too. We have an opportunity to be a part of the solution. And I want to say something before we move on. People say, "Oh, you have to take action," but what does that look like? Because a lot of people resort to violence. A lot of people resort to looting. A lot of people resort to all these things, looting and shooting, right? But I want to let you know something today. Peace is not passive. Peace is passionate. Peace is passionate. You're all here because you're peaceful and you're passionate. You're all here because you want